Sometimes it takes some bad presentation opportunities to make all the other opportunities look easy in comparison. Once I was hosting a late-night talk radio show in South Beach, the southern tip of Miami Beach. This was back in the heyday of the South Beach craze. Would have been around 1993. And my shift was from midnight, Friday night, Saturday morning, till 4 a.m. So I had a 4-hour stretch. It was a political talk radio show in a place where everyone is thinking about partying and dancing and going crazy. And I had no guests. It was a caller-based show, so it was me pontificating on the world, taking calls. What could go wrong? So I do the first hour of the show, no calls. I've covered everything in the news today, what's going on in Washington, New York, the major news stories, what was on the news that night. Kind of running out of material, we go into, and I'm begging for calls, nothing's coming. Hour 2, I'm really kind of scraping the barrel on topics, begging for calls, no calls. Hour 3, at some point I start reading chapters from a political book I'd written, just dying out there. Please, another commercial break. Please, will someone call? We get to hour 4. Finally, we're halfway through hour 4. The phone lights up. I'm looking at the glass window to the producer. I can see the lights flashing up. I feel a sigh of relief. And we'll go to the calls now. Let's go to line 1. Jim, who's on line 1? I look through the glass. The producer is like this. The producer has fallen asleep. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. He has fallen asleep. The phone line is still flashing, flashing, flashing. Caller 1 will be with you in a moment, please. And I'm begging. The caller gave up. It wasn't until the next commercial break I was able to wake up the producer. And it was a disaster of a show. It was, frankly, pathetic. I got through the whole 4-hour shift. The next host comes in. How's it going? How'd your shift go? But you know what? After doing 4 hours without a single guest, a single call, now someone asked me to get up, talk for an hour, piece of cake. Someone needs me to do a simple online video for 3 or 4 minutes, unscripted, without interviewing someone, piece of cake. So in retrospect, it was a great learning tool because it forced me to think while I speak, to think and speak under pressure, to fill up space, and it was a great learning tool. It didn't win any awards as far as broadcasting awards, didn't make me a lot of money. I don't think I even got paid for that. If I did, it was something like $5 an hour. But it did teach me if I have to fill up space, I can. It also takes tremendous pressure off. If I'm asked to speak somewhere and I'm told it's a half an hour, and at the last minute I'm told it's an hour or it's 45 minutes, there's no sweat coming off my brow. It's completely relaxing because it's easy for me to think in front of people and speak. And especially if I have a live audience in front of me, I can ask them questions, they can talk back to me, and it's so much easier than being on that South Beach talk radio show where no one called and I don't think anyone even listened. Okay, so why do I tell that story? I want people to realize I'm not some perfect, great, wonderful, articulate, perfect speaking trainer, speaker in front of them. I've had failures too, and that you can learn from your failures. Any business person, any political leader, any entrepreneur who's in this for the long run, who really wants to do a lot with their career, I think is going to have some bad days, some bad presentations, some bad speeches, some bad media interviews. The point is you have to learn from them. You have to figure out what happened here that will somehow make what I'm doing over here better or easier, or clear. And that's the lesson.